Chapter 35. Maggie strode into the room. "About bloody time! I've been waiting for you lot. Where's Jack?" "He's pops out for a bit. He'll be back in a minute." "Fine, we'll start without him. Pike, you can fill him in." She waved over at Sid to come join them. "This won't take long. Gather round." Sid, Pike, Amy and Alice stood at Maggie's desk, watching her take a seat. She looked flustered, not her normal feisty self. "Right, I've just come from a command meeting with the Italians. It seems that the dead body found at the snuff porn site, Lord Humphrey Benedict, was not killed by ERTHfolk. They want us to find out who did it." The gang looked at her. She continued. "And it was a little embarrassing to admit that we were all there and didn't notice anything. So who was it, and why?" The gang looked at each other. There were many ERTHfolk, witnesses and fallen in the warehouse at the time. It could have been anyone. He was a hated man. "Maybe the witnesses?" offered Amy. "Grigori was there. Humphrey was an ideal candidate for them." "What was this job?" asked Sid, scrunching his nose, trying to remember. He had so many jobs on at the moment, they all ran into each other. "Was I there? I don't think I was I?" He scratched his head. "No, you weren't." Maggie leaned back in her chair. "It was a warehouse event on private land. They sold tickets to watch a show involving an orgy, rape and murder. It was raided by police, thanks to the UK Earth unit. The lord who ran the racket was found dead in a nearby field." Jack walked in, using the doors for a change. Pike grinned at him, giving him a sarcastic, "You see, you can use doors," raised eyebrow. "Nice of you to join us," barked Maggie. "We're trying to source who killed Lord Humphrey Benedict." "Yeah, join the club. So is most of the UK, Italy and parts of the US." Jack perched himself on the edge of Maggie's desk, with a protective hand over his nether region. "David has got himself involved in another shitstorm. Remind me, please, why I agreed to take him on in the first place." "Because Mikhael can be very persuasive," smiled Maggie. "But it wasn't David who killed him, apparently. It was not an ERTHfolk. Now, if anyone knows anything about it, let me know. Someone has suggested it's one of us. You know how it goes. The jealous ones up there are trying to close us down. I won't be angry. He deserved it. I would have done the job myself eventually. I just want to get ahead of the game and know the facts for damage control. I could backdate termination authorization, and we could move on to more important things." She shook her head. "How they expect us to manage criminals when they take away our teeth, I don't know. This new politically correct policy is not working." "Why, do you have dentures, Mum?" asked Sid, confused. "She means taking away our powers, Sid," giggled Alice. "Oh, got you," he grinned. "It could have been one of the Italian unit," offered Jack. "They've been following the film producer for a while, without success. Franco Rossellini was there. I could have a word with him." "I've just come from a meeting with them. It wasn't the Italians." Maggie looked to the others. "Any ideas?" "My money's on Grigori," offered Pike. "Yeah, me too." Maggie pondered, absent-mindedly fiddling with her pearl necklace. "He was at the warehouse with a few of his witnesses, boasting about having killed someone. But you can never tell with him. The word truth isn't in his vocabulary." "No security cameras," Jack offered, "but a load of phone footage out there. Maybe we could trawl through it." "Why do they think it wasn't an ERTHfolk?" asked Amy. "Strength," Maggie sighed. "It seems he was hit with one punch to the chest that near on exited out the other side of his body." "It could have been David. He is part fallen," offered Amy. The gang looked at each other. Silence. Jack held his face in his hands. "It was me," Alice whispered. They turned to her, their sweet wouldn't-say-boo-to-a-goose friend. I killed Lord Humphrey Benedict.